Welcome back. My name is Josie Tatham, and I'm going to be leading everybody through just a really nice slow flow class. It'll be about 60 minutes, probably a little bit less, but it's going to cover all of the major movements of the spine, specifically getting into the hips. A lot of this prolonged sitting when we're stuck in our houses can start to cause our hips to begin to freeze up a little bit. So we're going to do a lot of nice hip opening, both strength work as well as some nice stretching. So we're just going to start in a reclined position, so coming all the way down onto your back. And we'll start in constructive rest. So you're going to bring the knees together, bring the feet wide, arms will just rest out by your sides. You can take a moment to close the eyes here and just start to tune into your breath. Starting to lengthen and deepen the inhales. And feeling the breath move all the way down to the belly. And perhaps you can feel it moving down into the low back. Bringing the inhales into the rib cage. And feeling the ribs expand out to the sides, the heart lift up towards the ceiling. And also the back of the heart pressing down into the floor. Feeling the breath move into the shoulders. Maybe slight adjustments as the shoulders really start to relax and get grounded down into the floor. Maybe a little shift of the shoulder blades. And getting heavy through the arm bones. And a couple more deep breaths here. Nice full inhales. And long relaxed exhales. And then bringing the arms a little bit wider, so just making some space by your side bodies. Feet can stay where they are, so a little bit wider than the hips. And just rock both knees over to the right. Bring them up through center, rock them over to the left. Up through center, over to the right. Up through center, over to the left. It's really gentle side to side movement. So starting to get into the hips, moving through the torso, exploring the breath as we compress a little bit in these gentle twists. And just feel that nice side to side rocking. And one more time to each side. Bringing both knees back up towards the ceiling. Let's bring the arms down by the sides, palm into about hip distance apart. Bringing the or just bring the right knee into the chest. So just a nice squeeze. Bringing it straight in towards the chest. So you might feel a little bit of compression in the hip flexor, the front of that right hip. And then roll the ankle around a couple of times. You can switch directions of the ankle rolls. And then relaxing through the foot, start to bring the right knee out towards the right shoulder. So it's just going to come out a little bit wider. Think set up for a half happy baby pose here. And just pausing there for a moment and feeling the space that we create in the front of the right hip. So the space for the hip flexor. And then try to stay grounded through the left side of the pelvis here. If it helps you to extend the left leg straight forward onto the mat, you can do that, and that'll just kind of anchor the left side of the body down. And just a couple of breaths, nice big inhale and exhale. Good. One more round of breath here. And then rebending into the left knee, we're going to bring the right ankle just above that left knee. So coming into our reclined figure four shape or a reclined half pigeon. Right hand to the inner right thigh and just gently press it away from you. So it's pressing forward, and we're just really subtly increasing that external rotation into the right hip. And just pause right here, just feeling that space again in the front of the hip, into the hip flexor. And you can stay right here if this feels like enough for you. If you're ready to bring the left knee in towards the chest, maybe grabbing a hold of the back of the thigh, just to increase that stretch on the right hip, you can explore that. A couple of breaths. Let's take one more inhale here. And as you exhale, release the left foot down onto the floor. And you can release the right foot down to the floor. So coming into the other side, just making sure to reset up the feet. Towards the chest. Just grab a hold of the front of the shin so it'll come straight in towards the chest, maybe compressing the rib cage, the low belly, feeling that compression in the front of the left hip, the hip flexor. And holding it here, just roll the ankle in one direction. And roll it in the other direction. And then relaxing into the foot. Start to work the left knee out a little bit wider so it's going to come towards that outer left shoulder. So again, we can think half happy baby here. We want to try to keep the right side of the pelvis grounded onto the mat so it's not lifting up away from it. And if it helps to straighten the right leg forward, sort of anchor that side of the body down, you can explore that. And just pausing, just finding a little bit of space in the front of the left hip. A little bit of rotation into the left hip. Breathing down towards the lower belly, the lower abdomen. Let's take one more inhale here. And one more exhale. And then go ahead and rebend the right knee. We're going to place the left ankle just above that right knee, so creating that reclined figure four shape. Left hand can come to the inner left thigh, and you're just going to press it away from you. And just pausing here, trying to relax into the front of that left hip. Feel the hip flexor kind of sink down a little bit. And you're welcome to stay right here if this is enough for you, or you can start to bring the right knee in towards the chest, maybe grabbing a hold of the back of the thigh. And even as you draw that right knee in towards the chest, bringing the left ankle with it, you want to try to roll the tailbone down towards the mat. So trying to maintain that natural curve in the low spine. So maybe a little lift of the low spine. And this might increase the stretch on the left hip. Just notice that. And taking one more inhale here. And as you exhale, release the right foot down, release the left foot down, and just pause for a moment, just noticing the shift in the hips. And then we'll bring both knees in towards the chest, just give them a squeeze. You can rock side to side a couple of times, massaging out the low back a little bit, and just feeling that rocking motion. And then from there, we'll begin to rock forward and back, just rolling along the length of the spine, shoulder blades to tailbone, just a couple of times. So as we rock, we massage those muscles and we kind of stimulate blood flow to them, stimulate them to wake up, preparing for movement. And one more time, and we'll rock all the way up to the sits bones, and from there you can cross the ankles or bring the feet off to one side and make your way to tabletop. In our tabletop, fingers spread wide with wrists below the shoulders, knees below the hips. Couple rounds of cat-cow here, so moving into the spine as you inhale, drop the belly, roll the tailbone up, lift the heart. And as you exhale, round the tailbone down and allow the spine to sort of wave up towards the ceiling. Head will drop down. Inhale, belly drops, head and the heart lift, nice arch in the back. And exhale to round into that cat pose, really lifting through the spine. And inhale to your cow, belly falls. And exhale to your cat, spine lifts. And one more inhale. And exhale. And inhaling to neutral here. We're going to extend the right leg straight back behind us. Toes will be tucked under and in contact with the mat. So you're just pressing back through the right heel, going for maybe a little calf stretch on that right side. Upper body stays firm, grounded into the mat. Elbows stay straight. And then from there, start to float the right foot up away from the mat. So really small movements into that right hip. I'm going to turn around so you guys can see my right hip. Foot is going to be flexed. And I want you to think about rolling the right hip away from the right shoulder. So you're going to press firmly through the right foot and lengthen it back behind you. And then from there, think about hiking the right hip towards the right shoulder. So sort of compressing through the right side or pulling the right leg in towards the body. Press it away and then squeeze it in. Press it away and squeeze it in. So it's this sort of side-to-side rocking of the pelvis. And just kind of rolling, think about rolling the femur bone out of the hip socket and then pulling it back in. And let's do this one more time. We'll press it away, squeeze it in, pause here. Step the right foot off the left edge of the mat, toes tucked under and on the floor. And then from there, turn and look over your left shoulder. So just a nice side stretch down the right side. And then on an inhale, bring everything back to center, heart forward, right leg back behind you. And as you exhale, we'll step the right foot all the way to the outside of the right hand. Now, if you have blocks or props that you like to use in your lunges, go ahead and grab them. Both hands are going to be to the inside of the right foot. We want to land to start with the knee above the ankle. So just coming into our lizard lunge and then lengthening the heart forward, just getting a little bit heavy through the hips here. So maybe a nice stretch into the front of the left hip, getting into that hip flexor. And a nice big inhale like this. And as you exhale, pull the hips back, straighten into the right leg. Hands will stay to the inside of the right leg, so sort of a wide half splits. Pull the toes on that right foot back towards the shin. And then moving in and out of this a couple of times. As you inhale, we'll bend the right knee, reach the heart forward. And as you exhale, pull the hips back, straighten into the right leg. Inhale to bend the knee, lizard lunge. And exhale, straighten the right leg, wide half splits. Inhale, bend the knee. And exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend the knee, pause. You can place your props forward, bring the hands back down to the mat, and then from there, bring the right knee back next to the left. Setting yourself back up into tabletop. If you need to walk the hands back so they're under the shoulders, do so. And from there, moving into the other side. So left toes tucked under and on the mat. And we're just going to start by pressing back through the left heel. So just a little calf stretch here. Upper body staying firm. And then from there, start to float the left leg away from the mat, flexing into the left foot. So again, that sort of side-to-side tilting of the pelvis. You're going to lengthen the left hip away from the left shoulder. Also the same as pressing back through the left foot. So you'll feel that right hip kind of hike up towards the right shoulder as you do this. And then pull the left leg back in, so left hip pulling towards the left shoulder. Press it away and pull it back in. Press it away and pull it back in. Let's do 2 more, pressing away and pulling in. And last one, press away, pull it back in. Let's pause here. We'll step those left toes off the right edge of the mat, toes tucked under, pressing through that heel, and then lean over the right shoulder, look back towards the heel. So just a little stretch down the left side. Keep the arms straight and firm here. And then on an inhale, draw everything back to center, heart forward, left leg back behind you. And on the exhale, we'll step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. And again, coming into a nice long lizard lunge. If you want to grab blocks or props, you can. We want to land with the left knee above the left ankle and then sink into the hips, draw forward through the heart. So just pausing for a moment, maybe getting a stretch in the front of that right hip. And we'll take an inhale here. And as you exhale, pull the hips back, again, keeping the hands to the inside of the left leg, coming into that wide half splits. Left foot is flexed, so toes are pulling back towards the shin. Heart still reaching forward, so we're staying long through the spine. And then moving in and out of this on an inhale, rebend the left knee, bring it forward into that lizard lunge. And exhale, draw the hips back, wide half splits. Inhale, bend the knee, reach the heart forward. And exhale, wide half splits. Inhale, bring it forward. And exhale, straighten. And last time, inhale, bend. And exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend the knee. Let's pause. You can bring the props forward for a moment, just getting them out of the way. Pressing firmly into the hands, firmly into the left foot. Let's lift up the right knee, and from there, step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. Now keep the hips lifted a little bit. Keep drawing the heart forward. Feet are to the outside of the hands, so legs are wide. Toes can turn out just slightly. Just holding sort of this high malasana, high yogic squat. Press the knees wide, reach the heart forward, try to lengthen the tailbone back behind you. And then sink the hips just a little bit. Keep the spine long, keep the feet grounded. And then float the hips back up towards more of that horizontal plane. Lower the hips down a little bit and lift them up. Lower them down, lift them up. Lower them down maybe a little bit lower. Lift them up. Lower them down a little bit lower. Lift them up. Last time, maybe lowering all the way down into that low squat. Hands can either stay on the floor or come away from the floor if that's comfortable. Keep the spine long. Keep the knees pressing wide and the feet grounded here, pulling the heart forward. Let's take an inhale. And then as you exhale, straighten the legs. Let's spin the toes forward. Take a moment to grab opposite elbows and just come into a ragdoll hang. Maintain a gentle bend in the knees here. Relax through the head and the neck. You can sway side to side. You can walk the feet out a little bit, maybe bending one knee and straightening the other. Any kind of movement that's going to help you to settle into the body. And start to transition to standing. Let's take one more inhale. As you exhale, release the hands down to the mat. Inhale, hands to the shins, come into a half lift. Let's step the feet into hip distance if they're not already there, and then exhale, fold back in. Inhale into your half lift, pull the heart forward, shoulders back, and exhale, fold back in. One more time, inhaling into your half lift. Pause here. Micro bend in the knees. Try to roll the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Draw the heart forward. So we're engaging through the back here. Reach the arms back behind you. Just coming into airplane arms. Pause. Palms will turn down towards the floor, squeezing the pinky edges of the hands towards each other. Feel the upper back light up. Pressing firmly into the feet. On your next inhale, sweep the arms forward. Let's bring it all the way up to standing. And exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, circle the arms up. And exhale, fold it forward. Nice hinge at the hips. Inhaling to your half lift. Exhale, fold. Same action as before. Inhale into that half lift. Micro bend the knees. Try to roll the tailbone up and draw the heart forward. Sweep the arms back behind you. Airplane arms. Pinky edges of the hands pulling in towards each other, pulling towards that midline. And then firmly rooting into the feet on an inhale. Sweep the arms forward. Bring it up to standing. And exhale, hands to the heart. Nice. One more time. Inhale, circle the arms up. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, half lift, just normal, one round. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, return to that half lift. Micro bend the knees, engage through the back body, sweep the arms back behind you, work the upper back. And then on your next inhale, sweep the arms forward, bring it all the way up to standing. This time as you exhale, sweep the arms back behind you, interlace the fingers, press the knuckles down, and squeeze the shoulders back. Find a little lift of the heart. Nice deep breath in here. As you exhale, start to bend the knees towards chair pose. Let yourself sink all the way down into the belly, touches the thighs, and then straighten the legs, roll the knuckles up into a forward fold, just opening through the shoulders. One more inhale here. As you exhale, release the hands down to the floor. Inhaling to find your half lift. And then exhale, step the right foot to the back of the mat. Heel toe the left foot out wide. So returning to our lizard lunge here, both hands to the inside of that left foot. Again, you can reach for your props if you need them. We're going to move in and out of the hip this way. So left knee in our lizard lunge is still stacked above the left hip. We'll take an inhale, reach forward through the heart. And as you exhale, straighten that left leg as much as you're comfortable going, sort of folding towards the inside of it. Inhale, rebend the left knee, reach forward through the heart, press back through the right heel. Exhale, straighten the left leg. Inhale, rebend the left knee, forward through the heart, lengthening through that right leg. And exhale, straighten and fold. Inhale, bend the knee, pause, place the props forward, so hands to the mat. And then step it back to your down dog. And taking a moment in down dog, you can pedal out the feet here. And sway the hips side to side. And lengthening down through the heels and up through the tailbone. Just pause for a moment. And then on an inhale, reach the right leg up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. So same thing on this side. You can grab your props, bring them to the inside of that right foot, finding just a higher lizard lunge. So in the lunge, right knee above the right ankle, reach forward through the heart, press back through that left heel, big inhale, and exhale, straighten the right leg. Inhale, bend, and exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend, strong left leg, and exhale, straighten. Good. Inhale, bend, and pause. Place your props forward, hands to the mat. Nice big inhale here, and then as you exhale, step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Once again, coming into just kind of that high malasana, high squat. So fingertips can stay on the floor. We're lengthening the heart forward, pressing the knees wide, staying grounded through the feet. Take an inhale. Exhale, sink 1 inch deeper. Take an inhale. Exhale, sink 1 inch deeper. Take an inhale. Exhale, sink as low as you can go. Maybe hands come to the heart, elbows to the insides of the knees. Trying to continue lengthening through the spine, so that lifting of the heart here. And stay active in the hips, so we're pressing the knees wide. One more inhale here. Hands to the floor as you exhale. Go ahead and straighten the legs. Turn the toes forward and just let yourself hang for a second. You can either grab opposite elbows or maybe this time interlace the fingers and just scoop the back of the skull. Elbows will drop down towards the floor. Just getting a little neck tractioning here. Let's take one more inhale. As you exhale, release the hands down. Inhaling to find your half lift. Let's heel toe the feet in to hip distance apart. Exhale, fold. Inhale, return to the half lift. Micro bend the knees. Sweep the arms back behind you, airplane arms. Next inhale, we press into the heels, and inhale, reach all the way up towards the ceiling. Exhale, interlace the hands behind the back. See if you can bring the opposite thumb on top. And then press the knuckles down, squeeze the shoulders back. Nice lift of the heart here, inhale. And then exhale, start to bend the knees as though you were lowering down into chair pose. Keep sinking until the belly touches the thighs. And then from there, straighten the legs, roll the shoulders open. One more inhale. And exhale, release the hands down to the mat. Inhaling into your half lift. And as you exhale, we'll step the left foot to the back of the mat. Right foot, heel, toes out wide. Finding that lizard lunge. Take an inhale here. And exhale, straighten the right leg just once. Inhale, rebend the knee. And then go ahead and step back, down dog. And taking a moment just to settle into down dog, pedal out the feet if you need to, lengthen through the heels, draw the low ribs in, And grip into the fingertips. And on an inhale, reach the left leg up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, step the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Lizard lunge, and again, just once, inhale the heart forward. Exhale, straighten the left leg. Inhale, rebend the left knee. Exhale to step the right foot to the outside of the right hand. High malasana, so really engaging through the back. Take an inhale. As you exhale, sink the hips as low as they'll go. Take an inhale. And then exhale, straighten the legs, turn the toes forward. Inhale, find your half lift. Heel toe the feet to hip distance. Exhale, fold. Inhale, return to the half lift. Exhale, sweep the arms back, airplane arms. And then inhale, sweep them forward and up. Bring it up to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart. Good. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, we're going to come into a standing splits on the right foot. So pressing into the right foot, lengthen the left leg up towards the ceiling as you fold forward in towards that right leg. Inhale into a half lift here, and then exhale the left foot to the back of the mat. Keep the right foot where it is. We're going to bring both hands to the inside of the right foot, and I'm going to switch sides of the mat so you guys can see what I'm doing here. Take an inhale just like this, and then as you exhale, we're going to walk the hands over to the left, spin the left toes out, and come into your skandasana towards the back of your mat. Right toes turn up towards the ceiling. Now we're going to keep it a little bit higher than we normally go, so we're not just sinking into it, really active, just like those malasanas. Heart reaching forward. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, walk back over towards that right foot. Left hand down, inhale the right arm up. So just a twist for a moment. Take an inhale. Exhale the right hand down, walk it over towards that left foot, skandasana. Take an inhale. As you exhale, walk back over towards the right foot, left hand down, inhale the right arm up. Exhale the right hand down, walk it over to the left, skandasana. Take an inhale. Exhale, walk over to the right foot, left hand down, inhale the right arm up. Exhale the right hand down, heel toe the right foot out towards the right edge of the mat. Inhale here, and then exhale, straighten the right leg. Inhale, bend the right knee. Exhale the left foot to the outside of the left hand. Take an inhale, lengthen forward through the heart, high malasana. Exhale, sink all the way down. Take an inhale in malasana. And then exhale, forward fold, spin the toes forward. Inhale into a half lift. Heel toe the feet to hip distance. Exhale, fold. Inhale, return to the half lift. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, reach it all the way up. And exhale, hands to the heart. Nice. Inhale, circle the arms up. Standing splits on the left foot. So as you exhale, fold forward, reach the right leg up towards the ceiling. Fingertips to the floor, fold in. Inhale into a half lift. As you exhale, step the right foot to the back of the mat. Now again, the left foot's going to stay where it is, but we're going to bring the hands to the inside of the foot. So just finding this lunge, take an inhale. And then as you exhale, walk the hands over to the right, spin those right toes out, high skandasana on this side. Left toes turn up towards the ceiling, keeping it active. Take an inhale. As you exhale, walk back over towards the left foot. Right hand stays down. Inhale the left arm up. Just feel that twist for a second. Take an inhale here. Exhale the left hand down. Walk it over towards the right foot. High skandasana. Take an inhale. Exhale, walk back over to the left foot. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale the left hand down. Walk it over towards the right foot. High skandasana. Take an inhale. Exhale, walk back over to the left foot. Inhale the left arm up. Exhale the left hand down. Heel toe the left foot out wide. Lizard lunge. Take an inhale here. And then exhale, straighten the left leg. Inhale, rebound the left knee. Exhale the right foot to the outside of the right hand. High malasana. Take an inhale. Exhale, sink all the way down. Take an inhale. And exhale, straighten the legs, forward fold. Inhale, first half lift, just to bring the feet in hip distance. Exhale, fold back in. Inhale, return to that half lift. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, sweep them forward and up all the way to standing. And exhale, hands to the heart. Nice. Inhale, reach up. Same flow adding on. Exhale, standing splits on the right leg. So left leg reaches up. Fold in for a breath. On an inhale, find a half lift. As you exhale, step the left foot to the back of the mat. Both hands to the inside of the right foot. Take an inhale. As you exhale, walk it over towards that left foot. High skandasana. Take an inhale. Exhale, walk back over to the right foot. Inhale the right arm up, take your twist. Exhale the right hand down. Frame the right foot this time. And then we're going to roll the left heel down, and on an inhale, windmill up, warrior two. I'm just taking a moment to find that alignment. Right knee above the right ankle, outer edge of the left foot parallel to that back edge of the mat. Arms reach out to the horizon when you're ready. Actively reaching through the fingertips. Take an inhale here and an exhale. Good. Deep breath in and deep breath out. One more inhale. Exhale. Inhale, straighten the right leg. And as you exhale, start to tip it forward. Now bring your left hand to your left hip point. Right hand to the right shin. Make sure you're pressing forward into the ball mound of that right foot. So this is going to help unlock the right knee, especially as we lean onto it. Left hand on the left hip. Try to roll the hip down and forward just a little bit. And notice how that right hip kind of tucks back underneath you. And maybe we create a little bit more space down the right side. Pause there for a moment. And then bring the left hand to the low ribs on the right side and just gently roll them up towards the ceiling. So you're just kind of scrape across the front of the body, look up towards the ceiling, reach the left arm up, triangle pose. Let's take an inhale here and an exhale. One more inhale like this. And as you exhale, release the left hand down. Let's walk the hands over to the left. Spin the right toes over to the left. So just wide-legged standing forward fold. Toes turn in ever so slightly. Heels out ever so slightly. Keep the fingertips underneath the shoulders. You can certainly use props here if that feels better. And reach the heart forward. So same thing we've been doing with the upper back. Lengthen forward through the heart. Think about rolling the tailbone up a little bit. It's really activating through the back body. Press out into the outer edges of the feet. Take an inhale and an exhale. Deep breath in and deep breath out. One more inhale. And as you exhale, let's walk it over towards the left foot. Spin the toes forward. Inhale here. And exhale, step the right foot next to the left. Inhale into your half lift. Make sure the feet are hip distance. Exhale, fold. Inhale, return to that half lift. Exhale, airplane arms. Inhale, reach all the way up. Straighten the legs. And exhale, hands to the heart. Other side, inhale, reach up. Exhale, standing splits on that left foot. So right leg reaches up. Fold in towards the left. Take a breath here. And then inhale, half lift. As you exhale, step the right foot to the back of the mat. Hands to the inside of the left foot, inhale. And then exhale, walk it over to the right foot, Skandasana, bend into that knee. Keep it high, take an inhale. Exhale, walk back over towards the left foot. Inhale the left arm up, find the twist. Exhale the left hand down. Now switching it up, roll the right heel down. And on an inhale, windmill it up, warrior two on this side. Pausing for a couple of breaths. Adjusting to find that alignment. So left knee is above the left ankle and we're pressing out into the right foot. Draw the low belly in just slightly, just a little bit, just to support the low back. And open through the arms. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. And then inhale, straighten the left leg. As you exhale, start to hinge it forward. Let's bring the right hand to the right hip point. Press forward into the ball mound of the left foot, so we're unlocking the left knee. Left hand to the left shin. And as we start to fold in towards this triangle pose, roll the right hip down and forward a little bit. And you'll feel the left hip kind of tuck back underneath you, creating a little bit more space down the left side body. Keep that left leg active. Right hand to the lower ribs on the left side, and then just gently rotate the front of the heart up towards the ceiling. So you're just going to kind of scrape the right hand along the low ribs and then reach the right arm up, triangle. Let's take an inhale. Take an exhale. One more inhale. And as you exhale, release the right hand down to the floor. We'll again walk the hands over to the right, spin those left toes to the right, so standing wide-legged forward fold. And again, keeping it active for right now. Toes turn in ever so slightly. Press out into the feet and pull the heart forward. Really engaged upper back, engaging into the outer hips. Let's take one more inhale here. And as you exhale, walk the hands over to the right foot, spin the toes forward, and then step it back to down dog this time. Lengthening down through the heels and grounding into fingertips. And deep breath in and deep breath out. Deep breath in and deep breath out. And one more inhale. And a nice big exhale. And on an inhale, reach the right leg up towards the ceiling. Let's bend into the knee, open up through the hip. And just use the outer hip muscles to draw the kneecap up towards the ceiling. Keep pressing the left heel down. And one more inhale here. As you exhale, step the right foot between the hands. Lower the left knee down to the mat. So just starting in that low lunge here, drawing forward through the heart. And just pause for a second. And then again, keeping that right foot where it is, just bring the hands to the inside of the foot. Switching it up a little bit here, we're going to shift the left foot over towards the right edge of the mat. And we're going to rotate that heel underneath the left sits bone. So we're kind of rotating the left knee out on an angle, sitting on the heel. This right leg can pull in a little bit closer, but we're trying to really rotate the knee towards the top of the mat. So it's kind of a squatting goddess pose. You can use the right elbow to keep pressing that right knee wide. And you should be getting a little stretch in the adductors, so the inner thighs here. Stay lifted through the heart. And take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. So from here, we're going to shift towards the left knee. Let everything rotate towards that edge of the mat. The foot will continue to spin in, landing in our half pigeon on the left side. So the knee is going to scoot towards the left edge of the mat. That ankle will scoot in line with the right hip. And just settling into this, lift up through the heart, so nice long spine, point back through the right toes. And then you can lower yourself down to forearms if that's comfortable. You can come down to props. Just finding a position for a couple of breaths that feels good here. Let's take one more inhale and one more exhale. And then pressing into the hands once again, tuck the toes on the right leg. And now we can just inhale the left leg up towards the ceiling, coming into that three-legged down dog, and bend into the knee, open up the hip. So we've already switched to the other side. The kneecap rolls up towards the ceiling as the right heel presses down. One more inhale like this. And then as you exhale, step the left foot between the hands. Lower the right knee down to the mat. So just starting in that low lunge, and just pause here for a moment. And then again, the left foot stays where it is. The hands come to the inside of it. We're going to start to shift ourselves over to the right as you slide the right foot in underneath the right sits bone. So again, the right knee is sort of angling out. Left foot can draw in a little bit closer if you need it to, but we're pressing the knees away from each other. So think goddess pose here. That left elbow can assist in pressing the left knee towards the top of your mat. And just a couple of breaths. Stay lifted through the heart. And one more inhale like this. As you exhale, continue to rotate towards that right knee, and from there, the right foot will continue to spin in and forward, landing in our half pigeon on this side. Making sure to adjust the right knee so it comes out towards the right edge of the mat. That right foot will be in line with the left hip. Sit up nice and tall here, point back through the left toes, and then from there you can lower down to forearms, you can come down to props or to your belly, whichever is going to be most comfortable. And then just settle in for a moment. Nice deep breaths. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then from there, walking the hands back in. This time, we're just going to shift our weight onto the right hip, spin towards the side of your mat, and come into a wide-legged straddle. So legs go as wide as you're comfortable bringing them. You can kind of grab a hold of the flesh under the sits bones, roll it back a little bit, just get nice and grounded through the pelvis. If you need to keep fingertips behind the back here and just stay lifted through the heart, if this is enough, stay right here. Gently flexing into the feet. Think about lengthening through the heels. If you can bring the hands in front of you, try to keep reaching long through the heart so the heart pulls forward, same as we've been doing throughout the whole practice. You can slowly start to fold in a little bit deeper. Just make sure you're reaching forward through the heart. Think about lengthening the tailbone back behind you. So both the tipping of the pelvis and the drawing forward of the heart help to keep that rounding out of the low back. A couple of breaths here. Find your edge wherever you're comfortable holding this. And let's take one more inhale and exhale. And if you folded forward, go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Hands to the outsides of the knees. Just draw the legs together. You can spin towards the top of your mat again. Positioning yourself in center. Knees bent, feet on the mat. Reach the arms forward. Nice big inhale. And as you exhale, slowly lower yourself all the way down onto your back. Good. And once you get there, both knees in towards the chest, just squeeze them in for a moment. We're going to bring the feet back down to the mat. Hip distance apart, heels in nice and close to the pelvis, toes pointed forward. And just take a moment here. We're going to play with just some subtle tilting of the pelvis. So find the front hip points and find your front low ribs. Notice the difference between them. You can kind of bring the index or middle finger onto the hip points, thumb onto the low ribs. And from there, by tipping the pelvis, we're going to draw those front hip points up towards the low ribs and just shorten that distance a little bit. So you might feel the tailbone roll up off of the mat, but keep the back on the floor. And then from there, just relax it. Let the natural curve of the low back return. Take an inhale. As you exhale, pull those front hip points up towards the low ribs. Maybe the tailbone lifts a little bit. Press firmly into the feet. And then relax it. Take an inhale. Exhale, draw those front hips up towards the front low ribs. Press into the feet. Now bring the hands by the outer hips, palms down into the floor. And let's float the hips up. And think about drawing those front hip points towards the low ribs, so you might not be able to lift quite as high into your bridge pose. Stay firmly rooted through the feet, the inner edges as well as the outer edges. And as you pull the front hip points up and kind of lengthen the tailbone towards your heels, you might feel a little added stretch into the hip flexors, so the front of those right hips. Those front core muscles, your abdominals, are helping to intensify that sensation. If you want to go ahead and just lift up into a nice high bridge pose, you're welcome to do that as well. But think about keeping the lower abdominals just slightly engaged here. Let's take one more inhale like this. And as you exhale, nice and slowly lower yourself all the way down. Taking a couple of breaths at the bottom, you can windshield wiper the knees right. And bringing the knees back to center. Cross your right over the left, crossing at the thighs, so not just ankle above knee. From there, you're going to lift the hips up just like an inch, scoot them over towards the right edge of the mat, And then let the knees drop over to the left. And you'll keep the legs crossed here for a little bit deeper stretch. Arms come out to a T. Try to keep the right shoulder nice and grounded onto the floor. So shoulder blades grounded. That might mean that the knees are floating away from the floor a little bit, and that's okay. Take a couple of breaths here. Just let everything relax. And slow breaths. And we'll take one more inhale. And one more exhale. And slowly bringing the knees back up to center. Unwind the legs. Let the pelvis recenter itself on your mat before moving into the other side. And then from there, left leg crosses all the way up over the right. So again, crossing the thighs here. We'll lift the hips up just an inch. Scoot them towards the left edge of the mat. And let the knees drop over to the right. So just coming into that nice twist. Arms out to a T. Trying to keep the left shoulder blade grounded onto the mat this time. So as we press down through that left shoulder blade, it might mean that the knees float away from the mat. And again, that's okay. We're still getting the benefit of the twist through the spine. We're getting a little outer hip stretch on that left side. Nice slow breaths here. Let's take one more inhale and one more exhale. And bring the knees back up to center, taking that moment just to recenter the pelvis onto the mat, realign the spine. And then lengthen both legs forward. Bring the arms to your sides, just setting up to take Shavasana. And you're welcome to stay here for as long as you want. If you want to pause or stop the video so that you can really hang out for 10 minutes, 20 minutes in Shavasana, take this time just to feel and be in your body. This is our time to really experience our practice, experience that movement of energy through the body that we've created just from moving and breathing. And feel that transition from active, from the effort of the practice, to the ease and relaxation of this final pose. You can feel things start to slow down. You can feel things start to even out. The body moving into balance. When you feel ready to move out of Shavasana, just start by wiggling the fingers around a little bit, maybe circling the wrists and the ankles, beginning to return really subtle, gentle movements to the body, so reawakening the muscles, reawakening to the breath. And you can bend the knees, either bringing the feet to the mat or the knees into the chest, and roll off to one side, either right or left, and let the head be supported by the upper arm of that side. And taking your time to transition out of Shavasana. And from there you can press into the hands. Lift yourself up to a comfortable seated position. And just take a moment, sit up tall, let the thigh bones relax down. Hands can rest on the tops of the thighs, eyes can be closed. Finding some length through the back of the neck. And feeling that subtle shift, energy to relaxation, and perhaps back to energy to prepare for the rest of your day, the rest of your evening. Let's bring the hands together in front of the heart and bow the head in towards the hands. Allowing yourself to close and seal this practice with gratitude. And lift the chin, bringing the thumbs up towards the third eye space, honoring the body, honoring the practice, honoring you, honoring me. Namaste.